Hey guys, welcome back to TAMIYA Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So this is part one of the TAMIYA Stadium Thunder build. I've said it before when I got this truck. This is one of the TAMIYA trucks, or the chassis that I didn't interest me. I didn't really like the look of them, but I know people rave about them. But I got a chance of buying this one, which made me sort of do some research on Google and stuff, and I started to see different pictures of it, and I fell for it. It's an absolutely awesome looking truck. In my opinion, this is the best one they do with this truck shell. The Beetle, I'm just not too keen on it, but I know it's a very popular model. Anyway, so we've got it. I don't know if it's a Riri or original. We'll probably find out as we go. This build, I don't know, it's not a build and it's not a restore, but I'm super excited about this truck because this is the first time on this channel that we're going to go brushless. So we've got a 60 amp speedo and a 90 brushless motor. We've also got the decals, original, so it's all original as I say, but whether it's a Riri or not, I don't know. I don't know if there's a big difference. As you can see, I put these shocks out. These are the TAMIYA aeration shocks. Now I made a mistake, I bought these for the Top Force. I was told they were a direct fit. They're not, the fronts are way too short. So I messed around all day yesterday with these shocks, built them up, and I tried different variations on the Top Force. It wasn't having it. But then last night I thought, well, perfect truck. So I believe, I've just placed them at size and I'm pretty sure they'll fit this truck. Now obviously because we're putting on some serious power through it, brushless and LiPo, I know the gearbox is up to it because a lot of people run these brushless. So I just thought with the extra added quality shocks, it's going to make it a little bit more stable. So we'll give that a go as well. The only thing before we start I'm concerned about is the length of the brushless motor wires. This is probably one of the longest chassis that TAMIYA do, from the motor to the speedo, and it's going to be a problem. But anyway, we'll deal with it as we go. So the first step, I need to start stripping it down, take the gearbox off and open the gearbox up, and let's see if it's ball race. I've got a full set of ball bearings for it. What I do know at the moment, the front wheels I've got bearings in, and the rear hubs have got bearings in. So we'll check the gearbox, and if they haven't, we'll replace. And then I guess once we've got the gearbox off, we'll install the motor. I believe as standard it's a 13 tooth pinion on this, and I've got one. I just need to check the meshing to make sure it's the correct pitch. So let's get cracking. Right, so we've got the gearbox stripped down, and it's ball raced, which is absolutely awesome. Yeah, there's not a great deal to this gearbox, as most of you know. The diff does feel quite tight. I'm not too sure whether I need to open that up or not, or maybe it'll wear when we put a battery through it. It's not mega tight. I think I'll leave it actually as it is. So anyway, that's excellent news. So what we'll do is now we'll get this built back up. We'll put a bit extra grease in, and then we'll figure out if we can get the motor mounted while we've got the gearbox here, and then at least that section's done. Right, let's go. Right, that's the gearbox back on, all greased up, brushless motor fitted. I downloaded a page of a manual to see the distance for the pinion, and I set it up, not sort of thinking. And then when I looked through, obviously you can see the pinion through this when it's not fitted, and the pinion was probably about 6 mil away from the actual spur gear. Of course, the 540 of a pictured has that hump in the middle of, like, I don't know, maybe 4 mil, where these brushless don't. So I had to sort of keep putting it on and off so I could get the meshing right. So the pinion actually on the brushless motor is right on the end of a rotor arm, but it's got enough, it's got a good grip. And I also had to position this motor with the wires up, because depending where they're going to come through, obviously this arm, so it's got to be clear of that. So I think that's in the right position. So that's that bit, that went together relatively through, and it's fully bore race, which is excellent. So now we're going to see if we can fit these TAMIYA aeration shocks on. I'm not 100% sure they're going to fit, but if you look, that's the rears. Yeah, they'll definitely fit. I'm going to have to mess around with the mountings, so because these are very wide holes for some reason on the aeration, because these are designed for the TRF buggies. So I think what we'll do next is we'll try to get the rears on. If that happens, then we'll strip the front shocks off, and we'll see if we can get these front aerations on. Yeah, they're definitely going to fit. The thing I did notice with this is it's got a load of slack on the front, which I kind of think it was designed to do, because it kind of hunkers down under power and stuff. So the aeration are not going to have that when this collar's adjusted, because these on the front, these shocks are kind of weird. That spring's in place in the correct position with the anodized collar to the top, so they're kind of ready to go. But these, the fronts, the collar needs bringing down about 6 to 7 mil to put tension onto the spring, which is, I find, quite strange. But I think once I've done that, that's probably a better idea. You can see it's got to move down to there. But I think once I've done that, they may well be a little bit tight, which means it's going to sit upright. Anyway, what we'll do is, as I say, we'll get them installed, and then we'll go from there. Right, so I've put the wheels back on, so all the shocks are on, tightened up. The rear is absolutely cock on. There's a little bit of movement on the collar, which you can see, or you can hear. But the originals that came off had play, not quite as much, but I haven't got the correct adapters with these shocks. It comes with lots of different types, but nothing that I can use. But I don't think that's going to be the end of the world, but it's lovely and smooth, and it's got good travel. The fronts are okay, but if I tighten these, if I put these collars all the way down so it's touching the spring, then the car's sat like that, which is no good, to be honest. Obviously it sags now. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave them with this setting for now. Obviously when it's running, it's going to be there, and there's more weight to go in it. So, but it's very smooth. It feels absolutely awesome, I've got to say. And I've adjusted the towing as well, because I've adjusted the tow out, I should say, because it had a lot of towing on it. But what I have noticed now with the steering servo, that's all it's got in that direction, and then it goes way too far that direction. So next job now, first of all see if this servo works, because this came with the car. So we'll strip this front end off, we'll get to the servo, we'll take the servo saver off, and then we'll connect the electrics up loosely, put some power through it, send to the servo, get it on, and then we'll get the steering working correctly. So that's the next stage. Right, that's the steering sorted out, gearbox built back up. It's got an Aircoms AS7 or something servo. It's a pretty decent one, to be honest. So I just threw all the car together just to get it set up, but it seems pretty good. Servo's pretty quick, and obviously the steering looks a bit of a mess there, but when it's sort of sat properly, oops, my mistake. When it's kind of, we need to pair it. Right, that's the car set up, gearbox, front end's back on. It's got an Aircoms A7 servo, I believe it is. It's a pretty decent servo, it's pretty quick for what I need. So I've just thrown all the electrics in with a lead port just to test it. I'll just switch on. So obviously we have steering, nice and quick that servo. And obviously it doesn't sit like that, it kind of sits like that. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got the motor, which is working. So we're good to go with that. Turn this off. So next stage is to figure out this, where we're going to put with that. But as you can see, we're really up against it. We're really up against it. I'll mount the receiver and I'll see if I'm putting that plate back on and put the aerial through. So we've just got this, but we got big problems with this. But anyway, let's have a look at that later. Right, bodge time, unfortunately. So I mounted the plate, the radio plate, the receivers underneath. Obviously I've done the aerial, but we're left with this, and there's just nowhere for it to go, unfortunately. I've tucked the wires through this shock tower, which has given me a little bit of extra, but it's nowhere near enough for what I need, which is crap. You probably can buy extensions for them, but I'm not in a position over here to get any, or get any quickly anyway. So this is what I've done. So you've got, this is a real bodge. So I've got this stuff, which is silicone double-sided tape, like a gel tape. It's strong as hell, it holds up to like 5.5 pounds. So I've got this corner where the switch is, I hope you can see that, oops. So I've got this here, and what I've done is I've had quite a hard rubber spacer, which I've stuck down to the chassis, and it's not to hold this, it's just to support it really. So this is the plan, and then when I take those off, the idea is that that's just going to kind of sit, if I move these wires out the way, that's kind of going to sit like that. But I'm not going to know until I take that tape off, so we might as well do that now and see what happens. I'll pause this now until I get this off, because it takes a bit of time. Right, well here goes nothing. So I've taken the tape off, and I'm not too sure this is going to work, if I'm honest. Get these wires out of the way first before we stick this down. Oh, well, that is looking good. Wow, I'm not going to pick it up. Look at that. Wow, that stuff is so good. Oh, that is absolutely awesome. I'm mega chuffed with that. I know, it's not ideal, guys, but that is not going to go anywhere. Wow. Right, we've got away with that one. I'm chuffed. Right, I'll just tidy this. I'll stick this switch down. I'll just tidy the wiring, and then we'll go from there. Right, that's the chassis done. I tidied the wiring up, tucked the battery wire under the motor wires that keeps it down, and I've put the switch there, stuck down, so that's solid. I'm really chuffed how well stuck down that is. So that's looking pretty badass, I've got to say. Them shocks look great on it, and I know they're going to work far better than the standard ones. So next stage is I'll bang the wheels and tyres on, and then we'll just have a quick look at the suspension when it's got all the weight on, and we'll see if we'll make some adjustments. Right, I'm happy with that. Obviously the wheels are on. I've made some shock adjustments to the collars. I've brought the fronts down slightly to take some more of the slack up of the springs, and I've put some more tension on the rear. And it's nice, it's really nice. Obviously I have to run it first to see kind of what it adjusts itself to, but obviously that's a full weight, and there's not a lot of weight. There's no weight on the front. It damps lovely on the back. I mean, that's perfect. The front's just like a brick because it hasn't got enough weight. But anyway, I'm well chuffed with that. That's awesome. So right, let's get cracking with the next stage. Right guys, I'm going to call it a day at that. That's the end of part 1. So please join us for part 2 when we get the cosmetic side of it done. If you're new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us, that'd be much appreciated. And most importantly, happy RCing.